Hi everyone, this is Kristen with the Tech Reviewer. Today I'm here with a whole bunch of cases from RhinoShield for the iPhone 13 Pro, 13 Pro Max, and 13. So we've got cases like the Mod NX, super protective case, over 11 feet of drop protection, converts from a bumper to a full case and back again. You have the slightly simpler Crash Guard NX, which is just the same as the Mod NX in bumper case mode, shown here on the iPhone 13. And then we have the super cool SolidSuit, one of my favorite cases. This one's also going to give you over 11 feet of drop protection and comes in tons of different graphic design and color options. So we got a whole lot to cover here, and this video is definitely going to be longer than usual, so be sure to make use of the chapter markers to skip around as needed. Let's get started. So looking first at the RhinoShield SolidSuit case for the iPhone 13 Pro Max. This is a one-piece case, relatively rigid but with some flex to it. It's made from a proprietary polymer from the folks at RhinoShield. It's a food-grade plastic, BPA, BPF, BPS free. Looking on the interior, you can see we've got this honeycomb pattern. That's part of the protective strategy of this case. The rest is this special polymer it's made of called shock spread. This case is going to give you over 11 feet of drop protection. Just a lovely protective case. Now looking on the interior, you're going to see that we don't have any indication that it's MagSafe, and that's because it unfortunately is not MagSafe. But honestly, everything else is great about this case, and not everyone is really that interested in MagSafe. So if you're really into MagSafe, I guess you can stop here. But if MagSafe is not a deal killer for you, then you should definitely look further, because this is honestly just a really nice case. Very solid feel in the hand. They've got improved texture on the sides this year. Overall, just a really nice case on the phone. And I love the fact that it's made of a food-grade plastic. So putting your phone in this case is relatively firm, but not too bad. You're going to want to make sure that you have your left-hand side corners both firmly in place before trying to get your right-hand corners in. So put those down in and then go over to the right hand and then push those on. Once on, you have just a superlative fit on here. There's no give over your buttons. There's no give over your port openings. Really excellent. We have tons of lip on here, very protective. Of course, I don't have a screen protector on here yet. Haven't gotten around to putting one on yet, but honestly, super protective. And even if I had a screen protector on here, you would still have tons of lip. Looking down here at our port openings, we've got symmetrical port openings for an asymmetrical port design. Not a big deal, but sometimes people get upset about that. Other than that, everything's nicely positioned and nicely sized, and you should be able to fit many third-party lightning cables here, although of course the case does support wireless charging, even though the MagSafe charging aspect is not great. So going up the sides of the case, we got a spot here for a lanyard if you happen to have one, but one is not included in the package. We have a little bit of texture on here. This definitely gives this case more grip. I do think that the SolidSuits this year are grippier. Going up here to our buttons, nice and clicky. It's possible to change the button colors, which is an exciting thing about RhinoShield cases. The SolidSuit, the Mod NX, Crash Guard NX, they all use the same buttons, and they're all easy to switch out for different button colors. And it's only 99 cents per button color, so honestly, it's a pretty inexpensive way to change the look of your phone case. Looking at our space for our mute switch, tons of space here. If you've got larger fingers, you're going to rejoice. No issues in accessing the mute switch. Looking here at the view from the top, you can see we got a great fit on the phone, nice and secure, and tons of lip. Then going over here to our side button, extremely responsive side button, and we got some RhinoShield branding down here at the bottom. Looking at the back of the case, this is one of RhinoShield's collaboration graphics cases here with NBA for the Miami Heat. Really nice look. So this is the most expensive type of graphics cases. You're going to pay $5 more for the collaboration graphics as opposed to the regular graphics. So your base SolidSuit case is $29.99, and then it's going to be $34.99 for a basic graphics case, and then $39.99 for one of the collaboration graphics cases like this one. But there's some really great designs available. I think it's nice you can actually feel the design here underneath your fingertips. Gives a nice amount of texture to the back of the case. Overall, this case should be nicely fingerprint resistant as well as reasonably scratch resistant. I think SolidSuit cases are really tough. So looking up here at the amount of lip you have for your protruding camera, everything looks great there. No issues. Overall, just a really, really nice case on the phone. Nice slim profile, great hand feel, and the collaborations are really fun. So in terms of wireless charging, you're going to be good to go on regular Qi wireless charging, no problems there, but MagSafe charging is not going to work that well because there's no magnets embedded in the case. So if you go to attach it, it will start charging, but it's easy to fall off the sweet spot because there's no magnets holding it in place, so you're just getting a little bit of a magnetic connection from the back of the phone, and that's it. So again, it is going to charge at 15-watt charging speed, that's fine. It's just easy for it to fall off the sweet spot and stop charging. You're not going to be able to use this with other MagSafe accessories like MagSafe wallets or MagSafe mounts or anything like that because we really have such a weak magnetic connection because there's no magnets in here. Removing this from your phone is a bit on the tight side, but not bad. You're going to start at the bottom, push out that corner, and then go up to the top, push off that corner, and then pull out your phone. Looking at another one of the 13 Pro Max SolidSuit cases with a collaboration graphic design. This one here for PAC-MAN, so cool. So going to put this one on the phone, but first let's just change out the button colors because why not? So you just push them in and then push another one out from the inside. So you're going with white on this side, and I'm going to go with yellow on this side to match the whole PAC-MAN thing. I would have gone with all yellow, but honestly I can't find a big yellow one, so here we go. 2 yellow volume buttons. The color's pretty close. It's not perfect, but it's pretty close. Once on, again, super excellent fit on here. Everything looks great. Tons of lip. We now have yellow buttons here, which again, super easy to press. Nice and clicky, and I love the way it looks with yellow buttons, so much more interesting than just plain black. Really great look here, white on this side, and then looking at the back, really quite attractive. Very nice look on the 13 Pro Max. Moving on to this cool PewDiePie collaboration case. Looking at the fit on the phone, this is really excellent. There is basically no sagging anywhere. Absolutely excellent fit here. We got a lot of protective lip. I don't have a screen protector on here, so this is the maximum amount of lip you're going to see, but it is really quite a lot. Nice and protective, and again, you've got this over 11 feet of drop protection with this case. Looking down here at our port openings, nicely positioned and nicely sized, except for the fact that we have symmetrical port openings for an asymmetrical port design. Other than that, everything is great. Should be able to fit many third-party lightning cables here, although of course this case does support wireless charging, so you might find you're using that functionality less than you otherwise would. Going up the sides of the case, we have a spot here for a lanyard, but one is not included in the package. Going up here to the buttons, super excellent, love the buttons. Then looking here at access to the mute switch, nice and easy. Looking at the view from the top, again, fantastic amount of lip around here. Then going over here to the side button, super responsive, and then we've got some RhinoShield branding down here at the bottom. So looking at the back of the case, this is a nice PewDiePie graphic here, and then the rest of it is obviously all white. Has a lovely look and feel. We got a little bit of a rim that runs around the edges here, so that's going to help keep the majority of the back cleaner. So unfortunately, this is not the type of case material that can be cleaned with alcohol, at least not on a frequent basis. RhinoShield recommends using soap and water to clean it when your phone's not in it. So for people who have to do frequent sanitizing, that's something to keep in mind. So looking at the amount of protection you have for your protruding camera, absolutely sufficient amount of lip on here, not too much, not too little. They did a great job there. Overall, I think everything looks great here. Nice slim profile. So as far as wireless charging is concerned, this is going to work great with regular Qi wireless charging, but it's going to have a pretty limited ability to work with MagSafe. It will charge at MagSafe 15 watt speed, but you don't have a very good connection on there because there are no magnets embedded in the case, so it's easy to get knocked off. If you're going to use this with MagSafe charging, I recommend that you put the MagSafe charger on top or put the phone on top of the MagSafe charger and just hope it doesn't get jostled. Removing this case from your phone is quite easy. Just start in the bottom corner and push that out. And then go up to the top, push off that, and then pull out your phone. Looking at another one of the collaboration cases in the blush pink. Lovely fit here. Fans of pink are really going to like this. Pleasant amount of texture underneath your fingertips, not too slippery. Got our RhinoShield branding down here. Looking here at the back of the case, I think this looks quite nice with the Starlight iPhone. Beautiful graphic on here. Just a lovely look on my iPhone 13. So moving on to RhinoShield's Mod NX here in the Crash Guard NX bumper case mode. So this is a two-piece case here in the bumper mode. You have the main part of the bumper, and then you have this thing called the rim. This is what you remove in order to put the back plate in place and turn it into the Mod NX regular case. So this is a modular case design, and it's fun because you can switch between different looks for your case. One case can have many different appearances. There's a lot of customization available with this, but overall I think it's a little bit trickier than the SolidSuit because the SolidSuit is just one piece, so it's a lot easier to use. This one, you have to be a little bit careful in the way you put it together. So looking here in our full case mode, let's put this one on. Once on, we have a reasonably tight fit on here. This is not as tight as the SolidSuit because it's a two-piece case, so there is a little bit of give here, but honestly it's less than it used to be with the Mod NX. The Mod NX used to have a lot more flexible sides, so I think that that is definitely improved. Overall, really nice tight fit on here. So we have the same amount of lip here around the screen. Nice protective lip. Same design on everything else. In terms of your port openings, that's going to be the same. Same spot for a wrist strap. Buttons are the same. We can again change those out for different color buttons if you want. Very nice look here from the top. And same look here from the side. I really do like the fact that they have improved the grip here with a bit more texture on the sides. So looking at the back of the case, we've got a hard, clear plastic for the back plate. This is going to show fingerprints and scratch relatively easily. However, the fact that you've got this design on here is going to take your eyes away from that, so it's going to be less noticeable. Very little grip on here because this is just hard and smooth. I don't think that this is going to have an issue with yellowing, but scratching and fingerprints, absolutely. So we do have a rim that runs around the edges here to protect your camera. You're going to have the same amount of camera protection with this as you do with the SolidSuit. As far as wireless charging is concerned, it's going to be the same as with the SolidSuit. In other words, Qi wireless charging is going to work well. However, MagSafe charging is only going to work very slightly because you don't have any magnets in this case, and so you will have very little magnetic connection. There's no ability to use this with a wallet or a MagSafe mount when you're in backplate mode. However, things are going to change here, as I show you in a second, when you use this in bumper case mode, because then you have full access to the back of the phone. So removing this is actually a little bit easier than on the SolidSuit. Just want to pop it off. Sometimes the back plate makes a terrifying noise, but it's not really hurting anything. It's just coming unstuck. And then pull out your phone. So changing this from a full case to a bumper case is pretty straightforward. What you need to do is push out your back plate through the front. And then once you remove the back plate, if you look in the interior, you can see that there is a little track here, little spot which will hold either the back plate or the rim. So what you're going to do is put the rim in here and slot it into the same spot that the back plate previously occupied. And then when you look at it here, you can see that you now have a rim in place instead of the back plate. Now, you cannot use this without the rim. If you try to put your phone in there without the rim, it's not going to be secure, so definitely don't do that. And the other thing which is kind of fun is you can put a contrasting color rim if you want as well. So you can buy extra rims from them, or if you happen to have 2 Mod NX cases or 2 CrashGuard NX cases, you can mix and match the rims on them, so that's kind of fun. So there's a lot of custom options here. You can change the button color, you can change the rim color, lots of different ways to make the case your own. So putting your phone in this case in bumper mode is actually probably the easiest of all three. When you look at the SolidSuit, the Mod NX in full case mode, or the Mod NX in bumper case mode, I think it's probably easiest to get it in this way. Once on, we have basically the same fit that you see when you're using this with a back plate, maybe just a little bit more play on the sides, but not much. Overall, I think that this has got a good fit, and I think it's got a little bit less flex to it than with previous versions of the Mod NX and CrashGuard NX cases. Same amount of lip as we were looking at before, nice and protective. Port openings are the same, sides are the same, buttons are the same. Everything looks great. And then looking here at the back, you see that you're looking at your phone's back. There is no back to it. It's just a bumper case. We have a very high protective lip running around the phone, giving you plenty of lay on the table design, and should give you tons of protection. According to RhinoShield, the CrashGuard NX, Mod NX are going to give you the same amount of protection of over 11 feet as the SolidSuit. Doesn't matter whether you've got a back plate in place or not. Now, there's going to be a scratch hazard if you don't have a back plate in place or some sort of a skin on here. So if you put this in your handbag with your keys, you could potentially scratch the back of your phone. So you have to keep that in mind. But in terms of drop protection, you're going to be well protected. So you got plenty of protection here for your camera. Everything looks lovely here. So unlike with the other variations of RhinoShield's cases, when the Mod NX and the CrashGuard NX are in bumper mode, you do have full access to MagSafe functionality because you have full access to the back of your phone. So you are going to be able to use this with MagSafe charging. Absolutely no problems there. This is going to work with MagSafe mounts. It's going to work with MagSafe wallets. Everything's going to be great. The one thing you want to keep in mind, however, is the very smallest of the iPhones, the iPhone 13 mini. I don't think you're going to be able to use this with the wallet. So if you look at this with the iPhone 13 in a RhinoShield bumper case, and you put Apple's MagSafe wallet, it will fit, but just barely. Look, it goes all the way over to the edge. There's absolutely no way this is going to fit with the iPhone 13 mini. So keep that in mind. But as long as you're using the iPhone 13, 13 Pro, or 13 Pro Max, you can absolutely use this with Apple's MagSafe wallet. And of course, you can always use this with Apple's MagSafe charger. No problems there. The final thing to keep in mind about using the CrashGuard NX or the Mod NX in bumper mode is that these are going to be a little bit thicker than the SolidSuit, and the reason why is the camera. So on the SolidSuit, you have a raised rim that goes around the camera to protect the camera, but this part is thicker, but the rest of the case is thinner, right? But there's no ability to do that with a bumper case, so they have to make the entire bumper case thicker. So if you hold this up against your regular SolidSuit case, you'll see it's just a bit thicker, unfortunately. So that's a little bit of a downside. It's less pronounced when you are in backplate mode, but it's definitely noticeable when you are in bumper mode. And looking at this, comparing the iPhone 13 Pro in a SolidSuit case to the iPhone 13 in a CrashGuard NX bumper case, you can see that the same thing is true. You do have a thicker case here with your CrashGuard NX bumper case, just because it's designed to give the phone that extra camera protection. So looking here at the SolidSuit case for the iPhone 13 Pro, here with contrasting color blue buttons. This is the carbon fiber finish. It's not real carbon fiber, it's not aramid fiber, it's just textured shock spread material, which is the name for the fancy polymer that this case is made of. Still wears like iron, looks great, has a nice amount of texture. Putting the 13 Pro in here. This is easier to fit on the 13 Pro than on the 13 Pro Max. They're all a little bit different, and these are early days yet. It may be that the 13 Pro Max fit is going to be changed a little bit, but anyway, 13 Pro fits great. So we have the same absolutely outstanding fit here on the phone, no give anywhere, very secure. Tons of lip. Same port opening design, same spot for a wrist strap. Lovely blue buttons, very tactile, very clicky. Plenty of space to get to your mute switch. Great view here from the top. RhinoShield branding here on the side. Lovely button. Great look here with this carbon fiber finish. I think it looks fantastic. We've got a raised rim around the camera area, gives you plenty of protection for that huge camera on the 13 Pro. I think the Sierra Blue here looks really fantastic with this carbon fiber finish. Very stunning. Overall, just beautiful. It's going to work great with wireless charging. It's going to be very limited in its ability to use a MagSafe charger, and it's going to be exactly the same as the other cases we've been looking at. Same food grade plastic, same over 11 feet of drop protection, same outstanding case. Removing this from your phone, not hard. Definitely easier than the others. Just push it out, push off the corners, and you take out your phone. Finally, looking at the Mod NX case in bumper mode for the iPhone 13 Pro. I'm going to change this one out to have a different color rim, just to make it more interesting. Then I'm going to change the buttons to also be yellow because I like yellow buttons. So overall, I think we've got a great look here on the 13 Pro. We've got minimal give on the sides and on the bottom. Nice tight fit. Tons of lip protecting your screen. Same arrangement here with our port openings. Spot for a lanyard. Fun yellow buttons. Super easy to press. Easy access to your mute switch. Nice look here from the top, and an excellent yellow side button. Looking at the back, I'm loving the look of my Sierra Blue, so nice. So you're going to have full MagSafe access here because of course you have the ability to access the actual back of your phone. So you're going to be able to use this with your MagSafe wallet, no problems. You're also going to be able to use this with MagSafe charging and MagSafe mounts and all that. You're still going to have the same 11 feet of drop protection when you're using this in bumper mode. However, you want to be a little careful about scratching if you happen to put this in a bag or something like that, because you will have the possibility of being able to scratch the back of your phone because it's not actually protected. Now, RhinoShield does sell back protectors, and you can also, of course, use this in full case mode, and then you're going to have full protection for your back. But there's a lot to be said about using this in bumper case mode because you do have that MagSafe ability, and overall it just looks really cool. Nice look and feel. The only issue that I have about this in bumper case mode is, again, as I said, this is going to be thicker than if you use this with a SolidSuit case, just because of the huge camera and the necessity of having sufficient lip to protect it. Again, we've been looking at the RhinoShield SolidSuit and Mod NX cases for iPhone 13, 13 Pro, and 13 Pro Max. These cases are also available for the iPhone 13 mini, but I don't have that phone, so those cases were not included in this review. So you can get these products directly from RhinoShield as well as from other retailers, and both the Mod NX and the SolidSuit are priced starting at $29.99. So looking at the SolidSuit, that base price is going to get you one of the classic SolidSuit cases with a plain back. Colors currently available are navy, blush, white, and black. More colors may come later. For $5 more, you can upgrade to the carbon fiber finish shown in this review, or also the brushed steel finish. And there's also a genuine wood and leather back panel options, which are going to cost you $10 more for a total cost of $39.99. The classic cases can be upgraded with your choice of graphic designs, $5 more for standard graphics, and $10 more for premium graphics, with collaborations such as NBA, PewDiePie, or NASA. And for a splash of color, contrasting color buttons can be purchased for 99 cents per color or $13.99 for a multi-pack of 16. The Mod NX starts at $29.99 for all sizes of iPhone 13 series case, and the standard Mod NX is going to ship with a plain, clear plastic backplate. You can upgrade to a regular graphics backplate for $5 more, while collaboration graphics backplates are going to cost you $10 more. Extra rims are going to be $1.99, and just like with the SolidSuit, extra buttons are 99 cents per button color or $13.99 for a multicolor pack. If you're interested in purchasing one or more of these products, don't forget to save 10% by using the coupon code in the description below. Many thanks to the kind folks at RhinoShield for sending me out these samples to review. If you have any questions, please feel free to put them in the comment section below, and do hit that subscribe button because I have tons of iPhone 13 series case and screen protector reviews coming up. Again, this is Kristen with the Tech Reviewer. Thanks so much for watching, and have a wonderful day.